Welcome back to the channel. So it's been a while since that Rebirth trailer, and of course at the time of its release I was busy editing that huge 4-hour long video, so I didn't have the editing time to make any videos on that trailer. Well, today I wanted to take some time to look at the designs of the animals specifically from that trailer, taking advantage of more information about them since, thinking about their addition to the next Evolution game, as well as my general thoughts. So one of the first animals we see in the Rebirth trailer, the Titanosaurus, is revealed in this lush Skull Island style valley. In real science, the Titanosaurus is actually a dubious species of sauropod known from certain fossil beds in India. We have very little fossil evidence of it, and many animals that were once thought to be Titanosaurus have been since given new genesis. Given this, the appearance of the Titanosaur in the trailer is for me not that much of an issue. These two sails, one on the neck and one on the rump, makes me think of some of the old depictions of a Margosaurus, and I actually like the idea of giving sauropods more distinguishing features. In the same way as prehistoric planet's Dreadnoughtus neck bladders gave it a unique look and behaviour, the sails do the same thing for the Titanosaur. Its very long whip-like tail is probably the most inaccurate part of the animal, with its tail more like something you'd see on a Diplodocus rather than a Titanosaur. However, again, I don't mind it having this distinguished look. I also appreciate the striping on the neck, which brings us to my thoughts about this animal showing up in Jurassic World Evolution 3. I personally think this sauropod will really help give this group of animals a boost in the next game. Many of the current animals have few interesting features, and most have very bad skins or patterns. This animal would certainly bring a much more decorated, interesting looking animal to our parks. The Quetz stands as probably one of the most famous animals from Dominion. While I did not like the fact they made it supersized to serve a stupid action scene, I thought the overall shape and appearance of the animal was good, and in Jurassic World Evolution 2 it cannot be denied that its skins look great. Rebirths Quetz, however, has gone through a huge change. The head is basically completely different, with this chunkier look, huge beak, and a weird nose hook at the end. I do like the pattern it's given with this lovely sapphire blue feather coloration, which is similar to Dominion's Quetz, and the fact that it has a somewhat more accurate size is appreciated. But I'm not a fan of the changes to the head. It's completely atypical to the fossils, and to me the head and beak makes it look more like a terror bird than a pterosaur. I think given the option between this or Dominion's Quetz, I think I would prefer Dominion's just because it looks more accurate to the fossils, and yes, I know that the Jurassic franchise doesn't value accuracy, and I totally get that. It's just a personal choice that I would prefer them to remain consistent to the more accurate designs they have been using. In other words, if you have a design that is close to the fossil evidence, don't replace it with something totally inaccurate. So these guys we haven't seen that much of, and most of the design we have seen comes from the toys, but man, doesn't this look great. Basically take the Jurassic Park 3 males, which many already consider the best looking raptors, and change the head colours to a nice blue-yellow mix. And that's it. I think these guys look great, and more important for Jurassic World Evolution 3, this would give us a nice colour variant to have alongside those wonderful Jurassic Park 3 raptors. I do think we might see a double-headed one walking around too, given that trailer shot we see. So the T-Rex does not seem to have gone through many substantial changes. It has a nice striped pattern in this ochre colour with black stripes. Interestingly, the Toy Rex has a much duller grey-black pattern, so I wonder if we'll see more than one Rex in the film. In any case, I think giving better patterns and colours to the Rex would be good for Jurassic World Evolution 3, but there's very little else to say about it at the moment. So the Spinosaurus design is one that seems to have a very Marmite design. Some are really liking it, some really don't. So let's get the awkward truth out of the way. Jurassic Park 3's Spinosaurus is an extremely old-fashioned, mostly incorrect design. The truth is that at the time the film was made, we didn't know as much about Spinosaurus as we do now. Rebirths' Spinosaurus is a lot closer to the current day depictions and knowledge, with a more rectangular sail, thick paddle-like tail, and what looks like a generally longer, lower body plan. Now, I know what fans of the Jurassic Park 3 Spino will say, accuracy doesn't matter for Jurassic as a franchise, and yes, that is true. However, the franchise has also demonstrated clear movements towards more accuracy. Pterosaurs with proto-feathers, raptors with feathers or quills, so it's not unknown for the franchise to do something like this. In addition, if the Jurassic franchise presented its Iguanodon as those lumbering nose-horned Victorian designs, I don't think people would complain about them being turned into something more accurate. The fact is, the new Spinosaurus is better than the old. It looks closer to current day depictions. I think the yellow pattern it has is generally better than the red-blue one that it used to have, and its clear aquatic behaviour we see in the movie gives me hopes that the new evolution game might introduce swimming behaviour, at least for this guy. There are a few things I don't like. The super stocky neck results in this design looking too crocodilian in some ways, and I really don't understand why they have given it these enormous ear holes, and I had to be really careful to say that one correctly, on the side of its head. Most aquatic animals use powerful senses of smell underwater, since scent travels much better than sound, so it doesn't make sense to me in that regards. I also think the apparent mosasaur team-up thing that the trailer refers to is equally super stupid. Spinosaurus is perfect prey for a large mosasaur, more so than the humans. Overall, I'm fine with the redesign and look forward to seeing them in Jurassic World Evolution 3, but I do think they should have gone for something that looks more like Jurassic Park 3's Spinosaurus. And that's because of the idea of internal consistency within canon. Internal consistency is why, for example, Star Trek's Klingons basically all have the same appearance, no matter what time period you're in. Or why the design of the Republic and later Galactic Empire ships in Star Wars all have the same overall traits. Internal consistency is important to a franchise's canon. Jurassic has this too. Its raptors are inaccurately sized and designed, but they are intentionally consistent across all movies. Same as the Dilophosaurus design is totally wrong in many ways, but it's internally consistent to the franchise. While I appreciate the move to making the Spinosaurus more accurate, it does break with the internally consistent, inaccurate animal that Jurassic depicts elsewhere. I don't think that you can have your cake and eat it too. Or in other words, I don't think you can make some animals more accurate and ignore others that aren't. That's just my view. So let me clarify my thoughts on this animal. Fuck. Okay, so firstly, I refuse to call this the D-Rex, which is what the community seems to be calling it at the moment. Giving it a name with clear Tyrannosaurus reference legitimizes this animal as something like a dinosaur, which is the same thing that they did with the hybrids. But in my eyes, this mutant is totally illegitimate as an animal. Let's just get to the point, shall we? This is the most unimaginative idea for a created animal I've ever seen. I didn't like the Indominus Rex for being boring in design, but at least it looked like a genuine dinosaur attempt. This clearly isn't. It's clearly a Star Wars Rancor with some xenomorph thrown in. It's not even hiding the obviousness of its boring design. Universal wants a Rancor, so invented one. It's stupid, boring, and lazy. Have you learned nothing, Universal, from the hybrids? Did you really just totally ignore the point you were making in the first Jurassic World movie? Dinosaurs are and should be enough. We don't need some stupid monster in the film because wah, Universal wants Godzilla but can't be fucked to invent their own legitimate monster franchise, so they keep trying to forcefully turn Jurassic into it. Get fucked, frankly. Oh, and I can't wait to see what pointless superpowers they give it, since we can't have some invented monster with tenuous dinosaur links without some pointless superpowers. Camouflage, laser pointer control, mind reading, who the fuck knows? And come on, we all know that it's going to be treated in the same exact boring way as these sorts of animals always are. It's going to be a bland monster that attacks and eats and kills for no reason, chases the cast from one action scene to the next, and will probably die in some stupid kaiju fight like they always fucking do. Get this shit out of my dinosaur movie, for fuck's sake. Now, there is one last thing I want to talk about, specifically about how these animals will come to any Jurassic World Evolution 3. I wonder which of these animals will be skins, which may be full variants, and which may come in totally new forms. I foresee the Rex and Raptor designs being just skins, because their designs aren't really altering that much. I think the Quet and the Spinosaurus would work well as full variants, so that we could have the older movies representations and the newer movies representations, while being able to have a wide range of colours with them. And obviously, given that the Titanosaur is new to the franchise, this design, with its wonderful sails, is probably just going to be what it is from the start, and they'll probably give us a movie skin option similar to how other animals have already in Jurassic World Evolution 3. Unless Frontier creates a more conservative design for it, like they did with the Dreadnoughtus, which is possible, I suppose. As for Frankenstein's Rancor, couldn't care less what it looks like in Jurassic World Evolution 3. So that was my thoughts on the Rebirth animals. Let me know in the comments which you like and what your favourites are, and while you're commenting, don't forget to give the video a like and subscribe for more content from all of us at Triclaw Gaming. Until next time, stay safe and goodbye.